East and West Learning Connections。
欢迎大家来到我们东西联学社的这个公民教育课堂哈。我们稍微介绍一下我们我叫汪洋，是现在这个非营利组织的现任的主席。我们主要是想通过就是组织各种文化交流的，就是文化学习，还有包括和其他族裔的交流。来提升包括我们自己在内的华人社区的多元文化素养。嗯，和其他的就不同族裔的人进行交流。那像今天晚上这一门课程，也是我们一直非常想要，我自己作为第一代移民啊，我是非常希望学习的。来看看就是在加拿大的这个公民，他有些什么责任，有些什么权利。怎么保护自己的正当权益哈，然后怎么参与社会，就是来了解整个这个社会啊。它的是运行体制。我们非常荣幸的请到 Steven 徐和徐老师来给我们做讲师。就是非常难得啊，就是可以用中文和英文双语进行讲解。我是觉得哦，我的母语是中文，如果我用中文听讲，可以可能可以得到更多的信息知识。那在英文环节就是我们也会有更多的嗯很有经验的我们的 advisor 志愿者加入，大家可以在一起探讨。都是很有益的这种经验哈，我很期待。那徐老师他也是一个 New Canadian 哈。在国内的时候他是英文系里面的汉语教学专业毕业的哈。然后来加拿大以后是在Wilfrid Laurier 大学完成了Canadian Studies 的学习，然后是从多大的神学院硕士毕业的。之后就是就是从事在高中啊，college，ESL 就是这种教学。所以就是也很有教学经验。很欢迎大家。那我现在就把时间交给徐老师。哦，对，我还要感谢我们华盛超市集团，就是非常支持这门公民教育课，所以他们就为我们每次，我们今年一共是有7次的，每个月第一个礼拜一的晚上的课程哈，一共有7次的课程。捐赠了每次课程都捐赠有4张，就是价值50块钱的购物券，可以在他们的门店里购物。那么我们的中文课会有两张，然后下面的英文课会有2张，就是会分别抽奖。我们就是那大家但是我们是希望鼓励大家能够积极的参与，所以徐老师给我们设计了每一堂课就设计了一些小 quiz。中文课的会有中文的 quiz。所以参加 quiz 的人，我们会收集他的名字，到了最后就是大概9点钟左右的时候一起抽奖，都是公开的抽奖哈。然后英文课的时候也会有英文的 quiz。对，就是这样一个流程。然后抽奖，中奖者我们会跟他 email 联系，看看是怎么领取哈。那我现在就把时间交给徐老师。
好，谢谢汪主持的介绍。我先把我的 PPT 打开啊。好，我想问一下，大家可以看到我的 PPT 吗？
可以。
OK，好。欢迎大家来到我们的这个公民讲座啊。刚才汪洋介绍了，我是刚刚成为新移民然后呢新公民。然后我是09年来的加拿大，刚开始是作为一个国际交换生后来呢一步一步的就是移民，然后成为公民所以呢我的加拿大的故事呢是一个充满着冒险的故事所以呢我在讲解加拿大的历史，还有就是接下来的一些有关公民话题的探讨呢可能会带有我个人的一些主观性的一些色彩但是呢，我也会引用一些我所接受过的培训，还有我所沿用的一些学术资源。嗯，所以在这里呢，可能大家也 也知道就是说来到加拿大其实就是一个冒险的一个过程，也是一个学习的过程。那在这门课当中呢，我是希望能够跟大家一起来分享我们在加拿大的这个移民的经历还有我们在这个国家学习到的一些功课，然后彼此鼓励彼此帮助，彼此成长这是我主要想参与这个活动的一个初衷之一啊。那我们今天晚上要做的一个事情呢，就是介绍一下加拿大的历史与文化背景这给我们之后在具体的探讨一些有关公民话题的时候呢，会给我们一些背景跟文化方面的一些 reference 一些信息一些资源这样的话呢，可能对我们在探讨有关公民话题的具体的话题的时候呢就会有一些帮助。好为什么我们要去探讨历史，要学习历史呢？为什么不直接就进入公民话题的一个探讨呢？首先我想引用加拿大历史上一个总理的话John Diefenbaker 他说过这样的一句话如果说你不理解过去的历史那你就没有办法明白现在所发生的事情那么你对未来也没有办法做出贡献啊。所以呢，我觉得在我们进行学习有关加拿大话题的时候呢，我觉得这个历史的课题历史的话题是我们必须要去研究的必须要去知道的这样对我们的移民生活还有移民学习工作都会有很大的帮助那对于理解这个社会的运作，还有甚至能够积极的参与这个社会也是有一定的积极的作用。所以呢，我们有必要花一点时间去了解这个加拿大的这个历史背景那今天晚上当然我没有办法说我们通过一堂课就把加拿大的历史讲完，我们只能够简单的去勾勒出历史上发生的一些重大的事件这样的话呢，我们大概知道一个这个加拿大它是如何从一个未知之地unknown land变成就是殖民地，然后呢又加拿大在这个地方又建国然后获取主权这样的一个历史发展过程啊。然后呢，我们另外一个目标呢，也是简单的去看一看加拿大的这个文化现状的一个情形。那大家看一下这张图这张图呢可以说是把啊近几百年加拿大它这个历史发展的主要的情况呢，用这个移民这个主题来概述来概括通过这个图，我们大概可以看到从19世纪差不多开始，那就不同的不同呃呃就是一轮又一轮的移民来到加拿大，然后不同的时期当然有不同的移民的机遇跟挑战，然后也有不同的这个族群来到加拿大其中的一个结论就是，自从他建国以来呢有1700万的移民来到加拿大的社会然后这些移民已经成为这个加拿大人口发展的一个主力军也是它经济发展的重要的力量之一啊。然后这里有一个数据是在应该是2023年，大家可以看到2021年你看这些主要的移民国家现在主要是从印度、菲律宾中国尼日利亚等等这些国家来的。所以说呢，移民是加拿大一个重要的一个国家的一个政策那为什么这个会成为加拿大政策的一个主要的内容之一呢？那跟这个国家历史的发展是息息相关的。那我们今天主要是看这个它这个就是建国以前它早期的一些移民的一些情况。 那我们就回到这个加拿大最早的历史去看一看。我呢是根据一个学者他的分法，把这个过去的历史呢分作5个大的一个时期第一个呢被称为北美探险时期第二个呢是法兰斯帝国时期第三个呢是北美殖民时期第四个呢是加拿大的建国时期第五个呢是加拿大的主权之路的时期讲完这个呢，我们就大概就知道它这个啊、加拿大的这个Constitution Act 它是怎么来的大概它这个加拿大宪法它形成了一个背景啊、好，那我们进入这个它的最早的这个探险时期那我们今天当我们见面以后，我们会说，哎，你是哪一年来加拿大的那我们再问一个问题，那最早来到加拿大的人是谁呢？那我们大概也知道说有原住民的说法，但具体会去看这个原住民他是怎么来到加拿大的。那这里讲到这个原住民呢我们这里有一个概念需要厘清一下，就是原住民它包括因纽特人然后因纽特人呢，他来到加拿大历史相对要更晚一些他比最早的原住民还要晚那因纽特人大概是在按照有的学者的说法是5000多年前来到加拿大的。那待会我们还会提到一个族群叫Métis people那这个族群，它如果我们现在在进行这个原住民探讨的时候呢，在学术里边也包括呢，就是包括三个主要的群体是 First Nations Métis 还有因纽特人但是他们不是同一个概念但是相对于这个欧洲的移民来讲，他们是最早来到北美的。那他们来自什么地方呢？然后啊是怎么来到加拿大的呢？当然，这里有不同的理论如果我们看不同的教科书或者看不同的学术文章那其中的一种说法呢是他们从那个亚洲北亚通过那个啊Bering Land Bridge 就是亚洲跟欧洲之间以前呢它是那个有那个冰桥的，就是当时还没有冰雪还没有融化，它是两者是连在一起的，所以当时那个有一部分的亚洲人呢他们就通过那个这个 Bering Land Bridge，就是从现在美国阿拉斯加那一带的地方来到了北美。可是呢，他们来到北美以后呢，那个冰雪融化了所以呢，他们就基本上就不能回去了。那他们就在北美发展繁衍，然后呢就是成为这个北美的原住民这就是其中一个理论。当然，这个理论也有受到挑战也有不同学有不同的看法但是这种理论呢到现在也没有被完全推翻那就姑且我们就用这理论来解释这个最早的这个移民是怎么来到北美的。那呢，他们来以后呢，就是他们的生活就是当然就是 hunting，还有就是什么 farming就是他们就狩猎，还有就是从事农业活动，在这个地方生存定居等等啊。然后那后来另外一个族群呢，就是跟这个欧洲人有关了那关于哪一个欧洲人的群体最早来到加拿大呢？之前呢有一种设想，那就是北欧人但是呢现在已经得到学者考古的发现的一个证实了，那的确就是有在11到11世纪，北欧的维京人他们有来到北美。他们来到北美的目的呢，并不是要在这里定居他们发现来到这里以后呢，主要是想获取一些资源，然后他们发现这里的土地neither pretty nor profitable，就是说这个地方既不美，也赚不到什么，也没有什么利润，赚不到什么钱等等，然后呢，他们只是在这个地方当做他们的一个探险的基地，获取一些他们所用的一些资源。并不是要在这个地方建立一个长久的一个殖民地。那当下文献可以查的呢就是有著名的一些探险家包括我 PPT 上列了一个叫Leif Erikson他是一个北欧人维京人，那他是从那个北欧 到了首先是到了那个 Iceland 冰岛，然后后来到了那个Greenland，然后最后呢他们甚至到了加拿大的这个啊一个地方叫就是北部的这个 Newfoundland 的一个地方叫 Lance Ox Meadows。这个地方呢，就是如果大家去Newfoundland 去旅游的话呢，这个地方现在是可以看到那个博物馆的他们有对这个地点他们啊啊有一些有关历史的一些情况的一些介绍如果大家有去的话，可以去看一下我是2年前去了 Newfoundland 我们当时没有去到这个地点但是我们去了那个维京人他们走过的路Viking Trail Viking Trail 就是去了那个维京人他们所走过的那个一条路然后这个地方呢大概是在那个 Saint Anthony 就是 Newfoundland 西部北边26公里以北的一个地方。嗯，然后维京人之后呢，很长一段时间他们就是欧洲人在这一带的活动呢，基本上没有什么技术，没有什么记载直到15世纪左右的时候呢，欧洲人再一次对北美产生了一个极大的兴趣然后为什么他们会产生兴趣呢？嗯，就是根据一些学者他们的这个探讨就是当时欧洲呢他们想去中国跟印度去去发展他们的贸易市场获取一些原材料。嗯，为什么呢？因为在很长一段时间就是欧洲人他们可以通过东边的路线就是从那个陆地经过中东是吧，一直到中国、印度。可是呢，到了这个14跟15世纪时期的时候呢，那个中东有一个帝国奥特曼帝国他们发展起来了，然后他们就阻断了那个路线所以呢，欧洲人就只能开始考虑其他的办法然后呢他们当时想到的一个设想呢，就是通过啊、西北边的一个路线就是今天的这个大西洋然后当时这个加拿大这一块地图都只是对他们来讲都是非常模糊的一个概念并不知道这个加拿大的存在，加拿大就北美这块土地的存在所以讲到这里是有点意思现在你看现在加拿大要跟中国去做贸易，跟印度去做贸易，然后其实在历史上欧洲人就有这种想法对于当时来讲他们去中国去印度就是他们的梦想历史真的是很有意思然后呢这里要提几个著名的探险家，一个呢是Jacques Cartier 如果有加入加拿大国籍可能你在准备考试的时候，可能就会读到这个人的故事那他总共呢来到加拿大做过几次著名的这个航行，然后如果你看这个地图的话呢，他们最早的地方是在什么是在这个Gulf Saint Lawrence，在Saint Lawrence River 这一带这是他们最早到的一个地方然后他来到这里要提一个事情，就是当时他们来到这里呢通过当地人他们就了解到有一个地方叫Canada，是当地人的一种语言一个词汇那嗯之后呢，Jack Ten 就用这个词就代表他所到了北美这块地图的这个地方其实当时呢只是一个小小的一个村落，一个village但我们知道现在加拿大就它所指的范围就不仅仅只是这个 Saint Lawrence 这个很小的这地方是吧？它代表着很广阔的这个北美这个土地。现在加拿大是在地理面积上来讲是全球第二是吧？除了俄罗斯，那加拿大地图就最大了。嗯，然后这是刚才说了，就是他们的目标主要就是想去寻找这个西北寻求西北的路线到中国、印度等等 另外一个探险家要提的呢是 Samuel de Champlain 这是另一个著名的早期的法国的探险家那他的目的也是一样，来到北美要去寻找这个贸易的路线，还有就是寻找就是北美他们当时欧洲人所需要的一些一些东西像很多皮革方面的，像 beaver 就是我们知道那个 beaver 是加拿大的这个历史上的国宝是吧？文化象征之一那当时呢就是他们想寻求的就是这些 beaver 的皮海狸的皮等等。然后呢他呃来到这个北美以后呢，他就在就是现在的魁北克一带然后他其实最远的到了这个安大略省你看这个图，我们可以看到他到了渥太华河，还有到了那个甚至到了那个Lake Huron 休伦湖安大略省湖等等这一带这些区域然后他的成就之一呢是建立了一个据点那如果说之前的维京人他们来到这里，也来到加拿大，来到 Newfoundland 只是建立一个 base 是吧？那是到了这个魁北到了这个 Samuel de Champlain 的时期呢他们就已经有一个殖民地的一个雏形了成功建立起一个殖民地。然后呢慢慢呢，他们就发展成为一个帝国，因为他们法国人来到北美的目的呢，就是为国王claim the land，就是为国王寻找他们就是土地就是殖民的土地，还有呢就是做贸易等等。然后很多很多的这个当时做贸易生意的人来到北美以后呢，他们跟当地人当地的女子，她们结婚生子了，那他们的后裔呢就成为这个 Métis 这个族群的祖先所以 Métis 是欧洲人跟这个当地人他们结合之后的后裔，他们现在呢在加拿大社会有独特的语言、独特的文化等等那在加拿大历史上有一个很有名的 Métis 就是我们之后还会提到是Louis Riel 他也是现在已经被称为这个one of the fathers of confederation。嗯，那这个法国在加拿大成为一个帝国以后呢，他们可以说慢慢建立起了他们的社会他这个社会呢是一个hierarchical society Catholic society，就是一个等级社会天主教社会那准确说就是法国社会的一个殖民地社会。那在法国在慢慢发展的时候呢，其实这个英国呢也在慢慢的来到了英国人他们也来到了这个北美，然后他们之间呢就有这个冲突跟战争然后大概有200年的时间他们有冲突有战争，然后在1759年这个很著名的一个战役提一下就是如果大家去那个魁北克Montreal 的话呢，就可以了解到一些有关的一些具体的一些可能一些信息那在1759年的时候呢，就发生这个英国人跟法国人他们的一个著名的战役在之后呢，慢慢呢，就法国殖民地呢就基本上呢就沦陷了然后就被这个英国人给征服了那这也跟在欧洲他们的这个政治军事的这个情况有关联。那我们知道的可能是欧洲有7年战争是吧那法国人战败了所以他们对这个法国的殖民地也就慢慢失去了兴趣，最后面就慢慢就变成这个加拿大下面的一个殖民省啊。但是法国人在这个加拿大社会影响还是一直都是很大的包括如果我们就是往前看的话呢那到了20世纪就是70年代的时候他们有想独立，一直到现在法国人法国人的后裔他们一直都是什么比较特别的所以在加拿大的这个学术探讨中有个词叫 nation within nation 就是国中之国就是表明他们在这个加拿大历史上的一个独特一个地位。 其实呢，这也可以追溯到就是这个时期发展的这个法国，啊、法国的殖民地OK 啊、那呃那第三个时期就到了大英帝国时期了。这个时候呢，我们再往回走一下，就是说在这个大英帝国他们的这个帝国势力比较扩张的时候呢，其实他们很早就也有来到这个北美。那最早的其中一个可以啊、根据这个现有的资料知道的呢，就是有一个叫John Cabot 一个航海家那我上次去了 Newfoundland，我们也去了就是他到的那个地方那他是一个意大利人但是呢他是得到这个英国王室的支持来进行探险的最后呢他发现了这个 Newfoundland 为什么叫 Newfoundland？英文叫什么 Newfoundland？因为之前对于欧洲人来讲，那是一片模糊的一个地方都不知道它存不存在，是吧？但是这探险家发现了这个Newfoundland 之后呢，就取名 Newfoundland 这个也是很有意思的一个故事因为时间关系，我们不可能进来讲的很细，大家可以去看一看然后呢除了探险之外就是当时的很多早期的呃英国人呢，他们来到这里，同样的也是要进行一个贸易的一个扩张也就是要跟当地人做这个贸易啊、然后这里要提的另外一个探险家呢是叫 Henry Hudson，为什么要提他呢？因为如果我们看地图的话，有一个很大的湖，那个湖叫什么 Hudson Bay 是吧？那这个呢就是跟这个探险家的名字有关了他是英国人来到了加拿大进行几次探险，他到的地方呢就是哈德森贝那一带，嗯那之后呢，我们又知道有一个 Hudson Bay Company 是吧？那就是另外一个跟这个加拿大早期历史相关联的一个重要的一个公司那是King Charles II，就是英国王室的那个 Charles 二世他支持建立的一个公司。嗯，那这个时期呢主要的一个特点，也就是17世纪跟18世纪呢这个是主要的特点是英国跟这个法国帝国在这个北美这个地方在竞争他们有很大的一个利益冲突甚至刚才我们提到有讲到他们之间有战争的情形出现啊。那这里讲到这个Hudson Bay Company 呢我们简单提一下，因为如果大家关注新闻的话呢我们知道 Hudson Bay Company 去年破产了是吧？然后这个 Hudson Bay Company 刚才我们讲了，如果是从它最早的这个年份来算起，已经有300多年的历史它比加拿大这个国家的历史还要久远。嗯，所以呢，大家如果知道这个历史背景的话呢，可能就会对这个当前这个Hudson Bay 的一些事情可能会感兴趣一些，然后可能在理解这个Hudson Bay Company 的发展上，可能有一些可以有一个新的视角可以去看一看。嗯为什么这个公司对这个国家产生很大的影响？一个是啊、当时的贸易生意，还有呢就是土地因为很大一片土地其实当时都是属于英国的王室的啊另外呢就是他们这个公司产生很多有名的一个很有名的雇员，这些雇员对着加拿大历史发展也是产生很深远的一个影响其中呢我最喜欢的一个人呢是 David Thompson 这个人呢他是很传奇的一个人物，他是在英国的威尔士出生2岁时父亲去世，然后进了一个慈善学校，14岁的时候被这个 Hudson Bay Company 雇佣，然后他就14岁就来到北美了我是20多岁来到北美，他14岁就来的。现在有很多小留学生是吧？可能十几岁来，跟他年龄差不多，但是他那个时候来呢是工作来的，他已经有了工作，那就是在哈德森贝学习会计，然后他也学习测量等等。然后他本身是个很爱学的人他学了当地很多的语言，然后后来他又学习这个他很重大的兴趣呢，除了贸易跟当地做贸易做生意，还有呢就是 学习制图。为什么要提呢？就是因为从这个 Hudson Bay 这个地方然后一直到 British Columbia 之间，其实呢在他那个时代来讲呢，其实是一片空白的，很多欧洲人都不知道那个里边这之间的这个地带到底是什么样的一个情形那是这个 Hudson 是这个 David Thompson 他去测量出来的所以现在很多地图都是以他参照做出来的在19世纪一个很有名的一个地质学家J.B. Terry，他就认为这个David Thompson 呢他是一个非常伟大地理学家还有那个制图学家所以他的经历其实可以给我们很多启示也是因为时间的关系，我没有办法跟大家细讲，但是我可以鼓励大家去看一下他的故事。这个呢，当然现在在网络时代可以it's very accessible，你可以很容易就找到他的信息，读一读我相信可能给大家可以带来一些启发那还有呢，就是另外一个殖民时期要提的一个历史事件呢，是跟这个loyalists 有关，就是当时就是那些帝国中心的跟随者。我们知道76年美国发生独立战争，但是啊、但是在就是在美国其余的这个殖民地的一些人呢他们其实内心是不愿意按照美国的方式去独立的。然后呢，他们还是选择什么跟随他们的帝国跟随他们的帝国所以他们被称为 loyalists，他们是忠于这个王室的忠于帝国的所以他们有很多人就来到加拿大这个群体，大家值得去研究一下，因为他们来了之后呢其实奠定了加拿大就是现在的这个社会的很大部分的基础就是法律方面还有就是很多现代社会的体制方面等等，都是由这一群人他们所影响带来的成为加拿大的一个形成的一个重要的基石之一那这里呢提两个非常有名的这个 loyalists，一个呢为什么要提呢？因为我们是中国人嘛那我们要提一下这个白求恩的祖先大家都知道白求恩，那其中呢就是白求恩他的祖先呢有个的就是他是一个新教的牧师，他是一个 Presbyterian 啊，他他也是来到了这个加拿大就是以这个loyalist 的身份另外呢就是我们刚才讲的这个 David Thompson 他来到这个地方那这个房子我这个照片我在这个 PPT 上放的呢呃是这个David Thompson 跟那个白求恩的祖先他们住过的地方如果大家有这个时间对这个当地的这个历史文物感兴趣的话，这个地方可以去看，现在还在的都有这个历史背景那我们现在就进入这个建国时期建国时期，那到了到了这个19世纪早期的时候呢，到那个时候我们知道有两个比较大的势力，那就是东边是那个魁北克是吧？Canada East，然后西边是 Canada West 就是魁北克但主要是以这个法裔为背景的人那西边呢主要是以英裔为背景，就那个时候，加拿大的东部跟西部他们有很大的不同在宗教上在魁北克是天主教以为代表，那在西部呢，主要是以圣公会英国的圣公会为背景所以他们的政治结构方式很多方面都是不一样的但是那个时候呢，呃呃，就在北美殖民地有些变化，那就是他们开始有开始有在考虑他们的未来，为什么呢？因为南边的美国他们对这个加拿大现在的加拿大的这个领土感兴趣然后英国那边呢英国那边其实他们那个时候因为对这个殖民地的负担感到越来越重，所以有的人对这个加拿大的在加拿大土地上的这个英国殖民地呢开始不太感兴趣所以这个时候呢在这个加拿大土地上这些殖民地他们就开始 想到怎么去生存啊。那有点像，其实是今天有点像我们的政治形势啊，是吧？他们就内部就想到怎么去消除内部之间的隔阂，然后在内部进行贸易等等然后就综上所有这些因素，再加上当时的一些很有远见的政治家包括那个 John Macdonald 尽管他是非常有争议的一个政治家但是他是很有这个很有这个啊很有这个远见的这样的一个政治家，所以他的想法就是要建立一个强大的加拿大来与南边的美国来形成对峙对峙的力量所以呢，他们就有了一个想法，就建立一个国家。那是经过几次会，第一次会呢是在1814年在那个爱德华王子岛有会议之后呢，他们又到了Montreal 就是蒙特利尔进行一次会，然后呢只有到3年以后，他们在伦敦进行了会议之后，才真正开始得到了那个英国的支持他们实现了他们的建国的这个梦想，就成为那个 confederation。所以1867年7月1号，他们就真正的成为一个国家所以这个照片是在网上可以看得到的所以有人说他们这些政治家都是那个Charles Dickens 笔下的那些人物，因为他们是19世纪的人所以他们的那个穿着打扮跟那个 Charles Dickens 里边的人很像我就觉得这个评论很有意思的确也有点那个味道呃，所以就是把这个照片放在这里帮助我们就是呃呃记住一下这段时期的一些特点。好然后呢，他们建国以后呢，当时有个问题就是那个 British Columbia 那个也被那个 John Macdonald 鼓励加入这个当时他们的这个 Confederation 那他做出的承诺就是从东边跟西边要建立一条铁路联系起来。然后这个时候就是我们中国的同胞进入加拿大建国历史的一个重要时期了。那当时呢，这个 John Macdonald 他就说过这样的一句话，他就说，要么我们就是要建立这个铁路，这样的话呢，这个 British Columbia 就是现在的卑诗省就可以加入这个加拿大要么就是没有办法，这个梦想就没有办法实现。那最后他们决定的是雇佣中国的工人因为当时中国人来到加拿大来到美国，他们经过淘金潮，还有就是加入美国的那个铁路的建设，他们有点经验了等等所以呢这对于他们来讲其实是一个机会，一个工作机会，但是我们也知道历史对他们是不公的，来到加拿大，他们的工资很低，然后也受到这个种族主义的歧视等等这段历史我觉得对我们中国同胞来讲，我们值得去读啊，就是现在跳一下另外一方面呢，就是在2006年加拿大的这个总理 Stephen Harper 他有公开道歉所以呢，就是说这个呢已经是受到这个联邦政府的承认，然后呢现在也在建立他们的 legacy 我觉得这也是华人得到地位得到提升的一个重要元素之一，我觉得要感谢他们，感谢这些先辈他们做出的付出跟牺牲然后不是说他们加拿大建国以后他们就独立了他们独立呢也是经过一定的时期的其中一个重要的事件是跟一战有关，那就是加拿大人他们参与了一战大家可能熟悉的是有一个非常有名的一个士兵，一个军官叫 John McCrae，因为为什么？因为每年的这个阵亡日一个纪念日 Remembrance Day 都会朗诵他的诗，是吧？In Flanders Fields 我们华人同胞有个诗人，桂冠诗人啊那个他把这首诗翻译成了中文应该是也是我们的汪洋的朋友啊。大家可以如果有机会的话，可以找我看看用中文读起来也有一番味道。就是因为一战在一战当中，像很多像他是客死他乡了在一战当中，在死在那比利时的战场上。那像这些很多士兵的牺牲呢就导致那个加拿大在那个在大英帝国的 Commonwealth 这些这个整个这个 大的组织下呢得到承认啊，所以加拿大在政策制定方面慢慢他们有这个独立的这个身份啊。但是这个时候加拿大还不是一个主权的国家啊。那我们它真正进入一个主权的国家呢，是在啊到1982年宪法的修订的时候就是 Constitution Act。从他们一战以后呢，有经过二战是吧？经过二战，然后嗯嗯。对，对，加拿大开始慢慢有更多的发展，然后到了这个Justin Trudeau 的父亲这个 Pierre Elliott Trudeau 然后他跟大家看这个照片是跟当时的英国的女王 Queen Elizabeth 他们签订了 Constitution Act。然后这个时候呢这个加拿大呢他就走上了那个主权之路了。这个时候呢加拿大成为一个可以说是成为一个拥有主权的一个国家但是加拿大跟美国不一样的地方呢很多人会觉得加拿大跟美国可能差不多吧，又讲同样的语言，有同样的文化有共同的历史背景但是不一样的地方，很多加拿大人说我们跟他们不一样其中的一个原因呢，其中一个理由呢就是这个加拿大还有什么？还有国王，就国王作为这个加拿大政体的一个代表，所以加拿大呢，它是一个君主立宪制的一个国家。好这呢就是加拿大简单的这个历史的一个背景。那我们刚才可以看到从最早的这个土著民来到加拿大，然后维京人，还有法国人、英国人中国人，还有其他族裔，我们可以看到加拿大它是一个什么它是一个多元文化的国家从历史的角度去看，我们也可以知道，从最初它就是包括原住民，它也是很多很多的民族，它不是说只是一个民族在那儿啊。然后我们也看到，就是说不同的族群来到加拿大之后，其实他们的这个加拿大的经验就是一个在不断变化当中的冒险的这样的一个经历然后就是一个就是 transitions 有不同的 transitions，我们可以看到地理上的这个就不用说了是吧？早期探险从欧洲到北美等等。然后是文化上的不同族群来到这里，带来自己不同的文化然后包括各种文化之间的这种对话沟通、融化等等当然政治上的包括我们看到，就加拿大政治的形成跟美国的形成它是不一样的那跟我们就是这个移民他所在国家的当然也是不一样，还有经济上的然后啊、当然也是不一样。那可能教育上等等，我们仔细的去看的话，可能不同的国家不同的教育来到加拿大肯定也是不一样的那甚至就是灵性上的就跟我们刚才讲的，就是像那个魁北克，他们是什么天主教为主要的代表，然后其他的这个加拿大呢，主要是以新教那到后来呢，当然我们现在也知道现状的话呢，就是有不同的宗教来到加拿大，随着这移民来到加拿大然后就是当然就是我们专业上的等等。当我们移民来到加拿大以后可能我们要学习新的专业，在这地方生存其实每一代的移民来到这个地方都会面临不同挑战、不同困难那都是要去寻找怎么去生存的一个途径，是吧？一个路径啊。那那我们现在了解了这个历史文化的一个大概的状况，我们就知道说这个跨文化的这个意识是很重要的那我们呃这里有个图，我们看一下。其实我们不同人在交往的时候，我们很多时候看的只是表面的我们可以看到我们的行为，看到我们的态度等等，但是一些 underline 的一些 values，就是我们隐而未见的一些价值观念这个就是跟一个人的他的宗教背景、家庭背景等等文化很深远的文化背景有关系，这个东西是看不到的所以我们在跟不同族人交流的时候，可能这个要有一个很清晰的一个认识，要不然的话呢，我们可能会触礁了，可能会就产生这个文化的冲突等等让我们的沟通可能就不会那么有效甚至会导致一些不好的一些结果那我们如果只是从历史的角度去看加拿大的这个经验的话，我们发现其实首先很多人来到加拿大是因为加拿大有很多机会，是吧？不同族群来到这里都是一样，不管是 早期的土著民还是这个法国人、英国人后来的中国人，还有其他族裔的人，都是因为机会来到了北美待会具体的为什么我们来到北美甚至加拿大，我们会有一些探讨在那个英语的部分。然后呢，就是挑战，当然会有不同挑战了语言文化地理伦理政治法律政治。那我们主要是想探讨这公民这一块在接下来的课程当中啊。然后包括这个地缘政治的形势等等，都会带来这个加拿大经验的一个挑战跟变化啊。然后怎么去看待这些挑战呢？我觉得这里想鼓励大家就是那其实我们啊在挑战当中，我们可以有成长这里我用一个学者的话，他说："Humans can grow in various respects, physically, emotionally, spiritually, artistically, and so forth." 就是说，当我们迎接挑战的时候，我们可以带来各个方面的一个成长所以我们在看到挑战的时候，要看到它的积极的部分那有几个例子在这里本来是我的那个导师他在，但是很可惜，因为电话的问题他进不来那这里我想用他做一个例子，就是比如说在学术方面他就有在这个啊、早期的这个土著民跟的这个维京人这个交流方面，他就做过一个很好的研究，就是说在这个不同族群之间对话也是有这个积极的例子的我觉得他这本书是他写的，Tracing the Truth，The True Truth，就是True North，所以就是他在2021年出版的我看了也是非常好的一本书就是对这个不同族群之间的对话在学术层面上的一个例子那还有呢，就是我曾经参加过一个讲座这个讲员他也讲到这个文化就是跨文化的一种价值，还有的就是我们怎么去学习跨文化技能，最后实现这个跨文化有效沟通的这样的一个讲座我觉得这也是一个很好的一个例子那在我们生活当中，我觉得对我们不管是我们来加拿大刚来几个月几年甚至十几年几十年那我们日常生活当中可能都会面临着这跨文化的这些问题。我觉得我们对这个历史对文化有一个很深刻的认识的话，我相信必然对我们的日常生活也会带来一个积极的影响。好，那这就是到我们简单做个小小的总结。那我这里引用这个 CBC 他们的一句话，CBC 他们在2000年的时候，大概26年前他们就是播放了他们的一个系列一个纪录片，是记录加拿大不同时期的历史。其实我这次讲座呢也有参考他们的参考他们的这个资料那他们的结论之一就是说，怎么看待加拿大人的历史他就说每个来到加拿大的人对于每一个来到加拿大人来讲我们的未来不是一个地方它不是一个航海图上一个固定的一个点，它是不断变化的是不断变化的一个旅程那我们每个人的角色是什么？我们每个人就在这个伟大的这个戏剧当中，it's an epic drama 的确想想也是就是离开我们自己的亲人朋友，然后抛离故土，来到这个陌生的地方立脚扎根生存是吧？等等，建立家庭等等其实就是一个值得去书写的 epic 的故事。好，那我的问题是什么？今天来到讲座的朋友们你们的故事是什么？What's your Canadian story？好这里呢就这就是我大概参考的一些资料然后如果大家要这 PPT，我也可以给大家可以供大家去更多的去深入的去研究一下，因为时间有限，不可能讲的很细。好，那这就是我在中文的部分想跟大家讲的东西，分享的东西。下面我就把时间交给我们的Jane，他会有一个小小的活动带领大家。
好，现在我就把那个 quiz 发出来，然后大家 submit 哈，就把每一个就是中文的这个 quiz 有7道题，通过今天的学习，大家回答一下就是这7道题，然后我们会收集所有的人的姓名，然后用于后面抽奖。好，我现在发了哈，你们应该能够看到，看不到告诉我一下。我们给大家3分钟时间，然后我来，可以吗？8点28分，或者3分钟够吧？ 8:28我结束这个 quiz。如果你看不到这个 quiz 的话，就是跟我讲一下。我们在做 quiz 的时候，是不是他们如果有问题也可以提哈？如果有的人。
呃，我我是愿意回答，看你们主持人这边是怎么决定的。
好的，那我就是在这三分钟，3分钟之后就结束这个考试，这个小 quiz，然后呢，嗯，然后我们可以继续下面的英文的部分。
嗯
So Judith joined just because this is the first time. So we'll adjust a duration of each session in later sessions. Yeah, the Chinese part, the Chinese class, I feel 30 minutes might be too short. So now, yeah, sorry. So we're running late, but next time we may extend the Chinese class to maybe 45 minutes. Maybe, yeah, I talk with you, Stephen.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
also realized that it's a little bit tight for me to, to
Yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah, so
essential
maybe
information.
we'll adjust the duration.
Mm.
And for Chinese participant, 就请大家尽量去做这个 quiz 哈，因为抽奖是就是递交了quiz 的人，他的名字才会就是被收集起来，去在今天最后公开的抽奖。
Now we have 5 submissions. We have 30 more seconds.
Does anybody 有没有人就是需要稍微长一点的时间呀？就是如果时间不够的话，也许可以稍微延长一点时间。就是如果有人提出来哈，但是有人提出
Since
来，
we are going to continue with English, I can give 2 more minutes for the submission, and maybe Stephen, you can go ahead with English part, because the time is too limited, and or you can answer questions if you like.
Yes, yeah. Okay, yeah, so why don't we continue with the English session? So so what I do here is yeah, let's open up for the questions on the presentation. If you have any questions on the presentation, so you can ask about that. Um, then if you don't have any questions, then we will go to the discussion questions I prepare for everybody. Basically, the idea is to to facilitate the discussion. Is to give us a chance to share our Canadian experiences and ask each other for the advice or the wisdom we have learned in our Canadian experience. Um, yeah, so the floor is for everybody now. It's open for everybody. If you have any questions regarding the presentation, feel free to ask me.
Steve, I have a question.
Yeah.
This is Yang. So you mentioned Métis people.
Yeah.
So they're Europeans and indigenous people. So Europeans from different countries, right?
Yes.
So then they must be speaking different languages. You say they have their unique language. Um, do they have like different languages, or they have
Right, different languages. Yeah, because they of course they would yeah, they would have uh uh, yeah, they would have their own distinctive culture practice because they would have the combination of the European backgrounds and also uh, the local the local situations. Yeah, let's put it that way. But yeah, sure, because they were from different European backgrounds. Yeah, so some of them could be Scottish, some of them could be English, some of them could be yeah French. Yeah, so it's just like because they have both the European elements and also the Canadian experience. So they are unique in that way. Yeah.
Mm. And I heard from you from the other day's conversation, this David Thompson, he married an indigenous woman, and they had a very long marriage, um, which is quite rare at the time. And so obviously they had a very happy
Uh-huh.
marriage. All their children are were Métis, right?
Yes, yeah. So basically David Thompson when he came to Canada, he was about 14 and he got married when he was about 29. And
Mhm.
his wife, yeah, was a Métis. Yeah.
Mhm.
So his wife was about 13 years old. I mean, it's hard for us, I mean, especially for us as younger generation to understand how that marriage could work out. But they had a very happy marriage, and they had 13 children in total. And David Thompson and his wife would bring his children with him whenever he went to explore the country. Uh, and yeah, eventually they moved to, yeah, as I mentioned to us, he moved to Eastern Ontario. Like he bought a house, which was owned by Norman Bethuen's grandfather.
Oh,
Grandfather, yeah, I believe, yeah. Let me see. Yes, here. Even today, if you go there, you're still able to see the house, because it's considered to be the heritage of Canadian history.
so it's interesting. So I know many Chinese visitors. They go to Bassoon's birthplace. So actually, that house was originally built by David Thompson.
No. It was uh yeah, it was built by some I think by yeah, by loyalists maybe. I'm not quite sure actually. For
But
that part.
Thompson family lived there.
Yeah, he bought the house.
Oh,
Yeah, he
oh
bought the
wow.
house. Yeah.
Huh.
Because Norman Bethuen's grandfather came here earlier.
Hmm.
Yeah, so after the independence of the United States, he came to Canada.
Hmm.
Norman Bethuen's father, and also Norman Bethuen's grandfather. He was a fur trader in Guangzhou.
Hmm.
Yeah, so really, like Norman Bethune, he had a like a long history of connecting to Chinese. I think he went to China uh not by accident.
Hmm.
Yeah, he
Hmm.
would hear about China law, and I mean, of course, Norman Bethune, he was an internationalist, right? He went to fight in Spain. Later, he went to China. He became a hero in China. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody in China knows him, and I would think Canada has been like endearing country in China, probably solely because of him. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
helped China during the anti-Japanese war. Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely it's a legacy. I think it's a good legacy for both Canadians and Chinese. It's something uh that we can feel being connected, right? So that's what we were talking about, cross-cultural connection. Because we share something together, it's a good foundation for us to go further, right? Um, Yeah, good
Okay,
question. Yeah, but I highly recommend you to read more about David Thompson. And you can get access to the documentaries on YouTube, and you can Some of them were recorded. You can listen to some great conversations around David Thompson. And also, he wrote a lot of diaries. They were published. I think now the copyright is expired, so you can get access to his writing without paying anything. It's just a good read, and I like. I read some parts of it. It's a great. I would say it's a great literature even. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. The Adventures of David Thompson. Yeah, something like that. You can get it. You can get access to his information. Yeah. Any more questions? Otherwise, let me hear from you. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, let's see whether other participants have any questions.
Yeah, any more questions? Feel free to ask. I believe this set up for conversations for this part. Yeah.
Audio now unmuted alert. Zoom meeting window.
Somebody's using a screen reader.
I think Judith has unmuted herself, and maybe Judith, you want to talk?
Well, actually, I don't have anything to say because I have no idea what the presentation was about. So I guess when the discussion questions came about, then maybe I could give, something. But it was nice just listening to the Chinese language. I was very comfortable listening. That was a good thing.
Oh,
Okay.
that's encouraging. Judith, yeah, thank you for bringing it up. Actually, I can quickly summarize what I just said. Actually, I was planning to do that. Yeah, so basically what I did in the presentation in Chinese, I was just to give a sketch of Canadian history. Uh, Basically, I was to to provide the basic information of different groups of people, uh, um, and how they ended up coming to Canada. Of course, the indigenous, and also the French, the English, the Chinese, especially for us as Chinese, we were really proud of that history, that part of history. And also we were talking about how the French, Canadian, and also other ethnic groups came together to build up the country, um, and how the colonies, North American colonies, decided to build up a country, due to the international situation, especially the pressure from the southern border. Actually, I comment on that. Back then the context was quite similar to what we are going through today. Like I mean, the dynamics between Canada and also USA, and also the dynamics in England, because of the burden of the colonies. So the British was not really interested in supporting the colonies in Canada per se. Then and also the personal individual visions of Canada, especially under the leadership of John Macdonald, they decide to build up a country. That's why we have Canada today, right? So then I want to talk a bit about how the First World War contributed to the relative independence of Canada. And also, I wrapped up the presentation by giving more information about how Canada became a country of sovereignty, especially highlight the key events that took place in 1982 when Justin Trudeau's father signed the Constitution Act. Uh, yeah, so basically that was what I was talking about concerning Canadian history. Then I also share a little bit about uh, the um, the cultural characteristics of Canada as a multicultural country, and also its implication of moving to Canada, like geographically, culturally, politically, economically, educationally, spiritually, even professionally, that kind of thing. This is just to give the historical and cultural context of our incoming topics. We're gonna focus on, more about how how the country is operated, that kind of thing, and how
Thank you.
the
Yeah.
political system would affect our daily lives, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And that's a lot to do in that short time. I have
Yeah.
I have a comment that there's a hell of a lot of controversy about John A. Macdonald right now. And you've heard maybe that his statues have been brought down, hidden, put away. Some are coming out again because of his connection with residential schools. So I was at a Probus, it's a professional retirement business club. They had a fellow who wrote a book about John A. Macdonald, and he was defending him because he said, "You're right. Without him, we wouldn't have a Canada." And so that is terribly important. And he felt that, his name, or he shouldn't be denigrated. But then I listened to somebody else in a book called 52 Ways to Reconcile, which had to do with indigenous reconciliation. And they talked about John A. Macdonald as, not this great person, but a person also who put in the Chinese head tax. And he, the good guy, the guy who was trying to make him into a good guy, was saying, well, he actually put in that he wanted women to vote, but he had to give in to something, so he gave in to the head tax. Like, it was really a skewed kind of an argument anyway. But it made me think, the Chinese have not had an easy go in this country from the beginning. And, we've got to be realistic about this. We can't, what's the word? Romanticize it, I don't think. So I'm sure that'll come up with your different.
No, yeah, it's very late. I think it's in
Yeah, probably nobody's around.
2023. I got to know the act, the Exclusion Act was passed on July the 1st, in 1823, and I just realized that I got to know it 100 years later. I mean, almost 13 years after I came to Canada. But the moment I knew this, I started to have a very complicated feeling about Canada Day. Yeah, as Chinese, yes, it does have this impact on me. But I also think we need to move on. I mean, as a whole country, the key is to this reconciliation, like a true reconciliation, a true reflection on what this country did right, what this country did wrong, and how to prevent the wrongdoings in the future. And then we need to move on. Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good sharing. Yeah, thank you for for your insights, for your sharing, your thoughts. I think that's what we're here for. Yeah, so yeah, why don't we listen to some of your stories? Yeah, let's say when did you come to Canada? Why did you choose to come to Canada? What are the challenges you face after you moved to Canada? How did you overcome them? And what do you appreciate Canada most? Yeah, so anybody has a story to share, feel free to do that. And hopefully, I mean, uh, I did try to show you that, actually, it would be an opportunity for different groups of people to come to Canada also, they had to overcome a lot of challenges, right? Maybe we can draw some wisdom from them. Yeah. To guide us to have a little bit of reflection on our own Canadian experience today. Yeah. Anybody wants to share a little bit of personal story with us?
Audio now unmuted alert.
Hi.
Zoom meeting window.
Hi, Linda. Hey, how are you?
Yes, I'm good. This is my first time joining your meeting, and I think, like lots of people, I came in 2000 in June. At that moment, the whole air flight, I think, all new immigrants from China. It's like that. After a few weeks, we went to the link, which is same as ESL. Then we found friends come from the same. Actually, we took the same airplane to come to Canada. So there's a lot of people, most of them learning, working in IT area. So, but I'm working as an architectural designer. So most after I get here, I met several of my classmates or old friends before, but later by opportunity they went back to China. But for me, we thought I start to have my children here, so I thought we just stay here. And now we make decision to immigrant to Canada, so we just stay and develop our family here. So then it's kind of time pass fast. That is about now. I've been here is about 26 years, but I still feel it's like everybody is like a seed by some reasons from one continent to the other continent and grow up there. I just feel I'm like a plant and maybe by bird to carry from one area to the other.
hmm Yeah, thank you for sharing, Linda. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, right? When we came to Canada, it was
Yeah,
involving geographical transition.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
look back is a kind of interest like bird, like plants, all like this. They can relocate it from one place to the other.
Yeah, thank you for sharing,
JJ has
Linda.
left the meeting alert.
Thank you.
Yeah, anybody else? Uh, oh,
Stephen, do you, I can share something and then maybe I can show the quiz result and you can explain because there are some questions that it's not the same answer, so maybe you can just clarify them.
yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I came to Canada year 2000. The reason I come to Canada, there's something. When I was probably in the elementary school, and because I came from Xi'an, right? One day our school were organizing a trip to the Terracotta Soldier the museum, so we were there, and then while I was roaming around, a group of foreigners came and they were like also visiting the terracotta soldiers. And one of the lady was just very nice and talked to me because at the time my English was so poor, I couldn't speak too much, and I was just telling. I learned in my geography. I learned there's Canada. Because came from she came from Canada, and I said, I want to go to Canada, something like that. I remember, and then I think something it's just like a call, right? It just feel one day like year 1996, like Canada start to open like immigration, like the policy becomes easier for like people like us, for like technical person to be able to come to Canada without any roots in like outside world. But you and that opened up. That's one of the factor. The other one, it was about my son. He was then was only 5 years old. I was thinking, I just really I want in my world, I want him to have a free spirit, the spirit that he can. He's not. I feel like in at the time, I feel we are like uh, tied by something. Like I'm not sure. Like I just know, but I'm not sure what are they. I know there are many of them, so I just want him to have a free spirit, and that was the probably the only reason. And of course, there are some other stuff like when he started, yeah, started. He's going to go to elementary school, right? And I thought, why not just start him with very fresh, new kind of education? And then we came. At the time, we were like Canada to us is some kind of a dreamland. We came, the air was fresh, and we landed year 2000 March. Uh, um, and in the next couple of days, we were just struggling because there were so many immigrants. There in Toronto, there's not even a single place. Like it's hard to find a rental even with the, of course, with the price we can afford. And everyone is fighting for the phone to call the landlord to be able to find a rental place. And I still remember in order to find it, we were like someone had an advertisement on a newspaper saying we can help people, new immigrant, to find place. We thought, oh, maybe we can try that instead of we find it themselves. And then we paid the guy $200, and then they said they're going to find the rental for us, and later they send some random place to us and say, oh, you can try this, you can try. In fact, they didn't really do much, and that was the first lesson we learned. Like no matter where you go, there's someone, there's some bad guys too. The first lesson, but like all in all, from that day till now, all like what I do appreciate Canada most are the people. They're so nice. Like any time when you like during the winter, if your car is stuck in the snow, someone will help you to push it. And you don't even need to ask. When they see you're in some kind of trouble and need help, they will lend you a hand. That's what I appreciate the most from Canada. So that's why I think for Canadians, they have like everyone when they think of Canadians, they will say, "Oh, they're nice." I believe that too. So yeah, that's I what I appreciate about Canada. Yeah, the place is a lot of challenge for sure, especially winter. The coldness is really hard to endure. And the other feeling I had is different. When we were young, we want to go everywhere and challenge us. And when you're getting older, you kind of start to miss like your origin, because the culture and something in your blood that is waking you up or just remind you where you belong, and you start to feel like yeah, that's what my feeling is. I started to learn more Chinese instead now because I want to read some Chinese book I missed like during my education years. Yeah, that's the other thing. So yeah, that's all I can share for today. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Jen. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, it's full of challenges, for sure. Yeah. and also don't lose sight of the good side of it. Yeah. So Jen, as you suggested, yeah, I would like to give some comments on the quiz.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just share the quiz result.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you can comment on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me share.
And while you're sharing, I would like to say, I have the same feeling. Like the most lovely thing about Canada is its people. Yes, the nice people here. I met friends and strangers. Give you a hand when you're in need. It's very heartwarming. Yeah.
Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
I cannot see from here. Maybe I should go out first.
Can
Okay,
somebody?
everyone else, can you see the screen? I'm sharing. Maybe like Stephen, you can unshare yourself.
Right. I just back it out. Yeah.
Yeah, can you see my screen right now?
No, not from my end.
Oh, okay. Let me just stop sharing and reshare. Okay.
Okay, probably might need to do it again.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So basically, these are the statistics.
Okay,
Yeah, question
okay,
from one. You can go.
okay, sure. Yeah, so the first question, yeah, which year? Yeah, so I know today the transition was going very fast. Yeah, so you had to really focus on my talking in order to catch the information. Yes, so it was yeah, it was established in 1867. Yeah.
Okay.
First
And
one. The
next.
second one, oh yeah, so yeah, I did not really mention about that. Okay, actually, yeah. So, yeah, four provinces basically: Ontario, Quebec, and oh, okay, yeah, and New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. Yeah,
So they were the four
yeah.
provinces
The first four
first to join
provinces.
the federation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's the answer is A, right?
yeah. It's A. Yeah.
Oh, nobody answer with A. Okay, so next.
Okay. Yeah. So three. Yeah. Which group of people came to Canada first? Okay. Yeah, indigenous.
Indigenous.
Yeah. Okay. Mm,
Okay.
mm.
So
Um,
can you please read the
Question?
question?
oh,
Yeah.
oh, sure. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Which group of people came to Canada first? Okay. The options.
Indigenous people.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Indigenous, English, French, Scandinavia. Okay. Okay. Scandinavia. Okay.
So
Uh,
it's indigenous. Huh?
yeah. The answer was indigenous. Okay. And number four, question number four. Yes. When did the Viking come to Canada? I think that was a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did the Vikings come to Canada? Yeah, so it was around 11th and late 11th to 12th century. Yes, right.
Okay, majority of them answer correctly.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, this one everyone answered
Okay.
correctly, I
Okay,
think.
when did Canada refer to? Yeah, okay, that means you were listening to my presentation. I'm very happy. Thank you.
When did Canada what?
What did
Oh,
Canada originally refer to?
Oh, village, huh?
yeah, it was a small
Okay.
village actually. Yeah.
And then the sixth.
Then yeah, Canada's eventual independence, like that of several other British colonies, is often linked to its contribution. Okay, during the First World War. Yeah. So its role in the war kind of gradually gained
Yeah.
international recognition and a stronger national standing. Yes. So is this statement true? Correct. Yeah. So the answer is true. Yeah. Everybody got it right.
Mhm.
Okay. So number seven, which country did Samuel de Champlain come from? Yeah. So we were talking about the early explorers of the French, right? So he was a Frenchman, and he came to Canada, and he ended up building up a colony, like a well-established colony, yeah, per se, in yeah, in Quebec. Yeah. So he was called the founding father of Quebec. If you go to go if you're new to the country, you want to travel to Quebec, yeah, you will be able to see his statue. Yeah. So yeah, okay, everybody got
That's
that.
all.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Stephen. You said in 1867, the federation, the federation was formed, and at the time, the Great Britain, they agreed, right? But they
Yeah, yeah.
agreed, but they did not give the complete sovereignty to the country. So they were
Oh
still
yeah. Right. No, they did not give them the sovereignty. Yeah, until it was not happening
until
until 1982.
1982.
Yeah.
But after, so many nations, many countries, they gained their independence after World War II. So why is not the case in Canada? I'm just curious.
Okay, that's a I mean, that's a big question, but based on my knowledge, yeah. So we have to understand that when Canada became a confederation country, Canada was still under the strong influence of the Great Britain. So Canada was one of the Commonwealth nations. Yeah, even today, right? It's just the process, yeah, would take a lot of factors to make that happen. Yeah, so in Canadian history, in the case of Canada, yeah, so that's what happened. Yeah.
Okay. I think someone asked a question in the chat room. Stephen, can you please check?
Oh,
Audio.
okay.
Hi, this is Marlene.
Mm.
Hi,
Uh,
Marlon.
yes, according to my acknowledgement, the only province that make confederation in 1999 after the Second War was Newfoundland.
Mhm.
Before,
Newfoundland?
yes, Newfoundland. Before because they becoming independent until 1949.
Uh, oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's a good insight, right? So Newfoundland did not join Canada until 1949, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so let's just say, when we look at Canada today, different provinces joined Canada throughout different periods of the history. Yeah. And also, once again, that's to show the dynamics of geopolitics in the world, and also the decisions of Canadians, right? So even for Newfoundland to join Canada, they also had debates among the people, and some people they did not want to join Canada, but eventually, most of the people choose to join Canada. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, confederation is a very interesting concept, I think, for us to understand since we choose to live in Canada, because that's to show how Canadians run the country differently from other countries in the world, even from the USA, right? Yeah, so okay, the question we have got, okay, here in the chat box is living Canada, how can a person prevent 100% in real time from anyone shooting or breaking into a house to steal somebody's belongings. Okay. Any comments from our participants? I think this meant for discussion, right?
I don't think in any country you can get 100% guarantee that there will be no crimes. But the key is, what we can do to, to prevent or to try be safer.
Yeah, one thing I like first when we came to Canada, we saw people living like all these kind of houses, right? The door and the window, it's like it's so easy to break in. We thought, wow, like is it safe? But like for so long time, we start to feel so safe, and we sometimes we even like even your door is open and you don't lose things, right? Uh, that's very different, like compared with when we were in China, because we live in a building, and even in a building, all the like patio, like what is it, are like covered with the steel bars, so that almost you live in a prison. It feels like you live in a prison, but it's just prevent the thieves at the time. But nowadays, but now everything starts to switch. Like I think because like the development in China, it feels too much safer now because there's much less thieves. But now in Canada, we are starting to hear people lost their cars, like people like break-ins and people steal stuff, and like things are changing for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, right. Yeah, so yeah, thank you for sharing. Yes, I mean, this is a very realistic question. In my experience, I have been traveling to quite a few countries. I went to Africa, and now I'm in Canada, and also went to some other country. Whenever you go to a new place, you always encounter some difficult situations. Yeah. So uh, life is like an adventure. We can try our best to protect ourselves, and yeah, so we cannot control everything, right?
But I do wish our government could strengthen, yeah, could have some more like strict laws in place to say punish the criminals. Right now, many people feel like criminals, it's too easy for criminals to get away. So I do hope our governments could do more to protect us.
Yeah, I think this course is also very interesting in terms of how everyone can be involved, or like find a way to help or like build this country to better, uh, with a safer community, better life. Um, yeah, that's
So
I think the
so
main purpose.
yeah. So Judith, what do you think? You've been here all your life. So do you feel any changes, or like do you have any idea or opinion on how to, live in a safe environment? Is Judith muted?
It is unmuted. Is unmute.
Mm. Okay. Judith, would you like to share your experience, your thought? She might be away. Yeah.
Everyone can unmute yourself, and you can.
Maybe you have some experience to share or tricks to
Yeah,
share.
well, to
So
share.
is this the main everything about in the English part, like what we are doing?
Yeah.
There's no more
Yes.
content, right? It's just the discussion.
Yeah, for this part, the design, yeah, was just to give us a chance to participate in the discussion and share our experiences, our encouragement, and asking questions, that kind of thing.
Or do we need to give the English quiz so people can submit the answer and also got their names into this lucky draw for another
Okay.
two vouchers?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
like send the English quiz now.
Okay, all right.
Let me
So
see.
So everybody,
Get prepared.
try best to
Another
submit the answers
5 questions.
to
Okay.
enter into this lucky draw.
Okay. I have the wheel already prepared for the Chinese version. We can do that, and let me launch this test. 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, it started. Anyone? Okay. So we'll wait, and we can still continue with the discussion.
Yeah, I just want to comment on the question asked in the chat box. I have been listening to the debate in the parliament. Actually, this is part of the discussion now. Yeah, they're gonna for both parties, they have their opinions in terms of how to protect Canadians, right, from the extortion. Yeah, anybody else? Yeah, if you're not doing the quiz, or you have done the quiz already, then yeah, if you have anything to ask, anything to share, I think this is a great place for you to go.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen, for this class. And yeah, I actually been here for more than 26 years, and the knowledge you shared with me is pretty new to me, because if we are not having this course, we probably don't learn a lot, because at the time when we get our citizenship, we don't even, I don't remember, we don't even had a test, any test. And yeah, we just stay here for the enough time, and then we apply and we'll become a Canadian citizen. I don't remember we had any test. So these knowledge, because we don't go to Canada school system, right? Only our kids do that. So yeah, so a lot of things, if you don't to learn it, you just never never be known to you. So it's good to know all these stuff. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So in my case, I came to Canada. Yeah, I went to study at Warfare Lorry. Back then, one of the considerations I had was, uh, since I'm here in Canada, what do I need to know? So, and I happen to have the opportunities to choose to select some courses related to Canadian studies. So I ended up studying a little bit about Canadian modern history and also cultures. Um, but after I immigrated to Canada, I met a lot of great Canadians. One of them is my mentor. Unfortunately, he was not able to come today. I mean, he couldn't come to this meeting because of the technology issue. Yeah, so I learned a lot of things about the early history of Canada. And then I came to realize that if you want to understand how the society is is functioning in a way we say today, we have to go back to the history. Uh, and also and a lot of the ongoing discussions among the parliament, and also um, some of the topics in the news, they all relate to what we discussed today. I mean, one way or another. Um, so yeah, that's why when Wang Yang mentioned this to me, I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'm happy to do that. uh,
Yeah, like your experience is more start from to Canada, more starting from study, right?
yeah, I
For
came
us,
as
because
international
yeah, when we
student.
came, some of us go to university. A lot of us, for me, is just directly going to the workforce. So at the time, Nortel Networks was the biggest company in Canada, and was hiring crazy. And that's when I joined the company and started to go up and down with the company because it was like tech bubble period, right? The company started to lay off people, and we started experience much different from our experience in China, because you stay in the company. If you don't want to move, you'll stay there for your life. And starting to come to Canada, we started going to private company, and you just feel like, oh, well, I will lose job. I just can't believe it. And yeah, there's a round of laying off. People get laid off and start to feel don't know where to go and things like that. Fortunately, I survived many rounds. Yeah, it's a lot of different experience compared to China. Yeah, that's
And it's
one of my
interesting.
advice.
Actually, the society is always changing. Like in China, like people used to stay in one post forever, but now it all changed. And
Yeah,
you talked about this stealing. Uh, eh, like my father, he was born in 1928, and he told me when he was young in his hometown, uh, like people did not close their doors. They did not have to close their doors to prevent break in or theft. So it's people were like very honest. But in 1990s, uh, I heard him complain about people from his hometown uh, going everywhere and pretend to be monks or nuns or and cheat and steal. So it's all different. Like at different times, the society changes. And also, when I came to Canada, I had the idea like people were so nice here. You don't have to close the door. So often when I went out, I didn't close the door until one day, my kids' bicycle. We always put it out on the porch outside, and we never thought of someone could steal it, but it was stolen one day. And so then after that, when I left home, I would lock the door. So it's all different.
Audio.
It's different because the globalization, the many people can the governments don't care about sometimes the 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 thing that has to do. The world changing everywhere right now.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, right. Yeah.
So do we have the answers? Stephen, you want to share the answers to the questions?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I can still see the questions and okay.
Mhm.
On my screen. Yeah, I can go. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so the first question is the first attempts to record the process of exploring and identifying the unknown land were undertaken by European navigators and adventurers. Which group was the earliest one to build a settlement in Canada? Okay, so as I mentioned, it was done in the late 11th century. So it was the Viking people. They came from like Northern Europe. Okay, Norway or okay, Norway, Sweden. So the north. Okay, the north would be the answer. Okay. Uh, the second. The second question. Okay. In the later 15th century, there was a revival of interest in the New World. After Viking, right? So it was silent for a few
老
hundred
师很
years.
问我，今天
Yeah,
很
it
多
was
了。
not
是是
originally.
是是是，老师
Uh,
下次吧。
oh, there's
您
somebody.
您不要
Somebody, please mute yourself.
Unmute.
We
Yeah,
can,
it's
yeah,
okay.
hear
That's
you.
okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was not originated by great design, but by accident. The great design of the age was to reach an ancient world. Which two countries were the destinations according to the lecture? So as we discussed, basically around the time, I mean, European countries had a commercial, cultural connection to China, India already, so they would be able to get the items from those countries. But because of the Ottoman Empire, the route overland was blocked. Basically, that's why they had to find a way to get to China and India. That's why they ended up coming to Canada. In a sense, that was not part of the plan. I hear a lot of immigration stories like that. Some people they never planned to come to Canada, but they ended up coming to Canada. Life is interesting, right? History was interesting. Life is interesting. Okay. The third question. The Hudson Bay Company was a small English business with a handful of primitive outposts along the western shore of Hudson Bay. So trading practical manufactured goods for furs with the indigenous. Okay, which year was established in Canada? So that was a project initiated by some fur tradesmen and the king back then the king of England, King Charles II. He signed the paper. Yeah, so that was 1670. Yeah. Last year, if you follow the news, that the charter signed by King Charles II was on auction. I think somebody bought it. I can't remember the how much money was paid, but it was a lot of money.
Yeah, what a pity that it went bankrupt, huh? It's
Right.
probably the longest
Yeah,
history.
even longer than history of
Company.
Canada. Yeah, but I mean that was part of I mean yeah, that's out of yeah, okay, we can discuss maybe some other time. I did
Mhm,
teach a course on
mhm.
the
Yeah, yeah.
business in Canada. That was the reason for that actually. Okay, then okay, number four. Where was the place where the first conference took place in 1864 before Canada became a confederated country? Yeah, so as we discussed in the presentation. Yeah, it was the Prince Edward Island. But just pay attention to that. Prince Edward Island actually withdraw from the conference later on. So that's why only the first four colonies became the confederation ones. Yeah, the Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick, Ontario, Canada West, right? Canada East, Quebec. Okay. So last but not least, Prime Minister John Macdonald said in 1882, it is simply a question of alternatives. Either you must have this river or you cannot have this railway. So as we just discussed, for Canada to become stronger, to ward off the pressure or the force from the United States. So John Macdonald had this idea of building a strong country to. Uh,
太
so
碎太碎。
Yeah, somebody's talking. Yeah, okay.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
eventually, British Columbia agreed to join Canada, but the Federation government had to build up the railway as the condition. So that's why a lot of Chinese workers ended up coming to Canada. Yeah. So and they became one of the groups who helped build up Canada as it is today. So basically, they were a nation building force. I mean, as Chinese, I think we should know about that. And also, yeah, I mean, the story was sad to a certain degree, but we should remember the legacy, right? And also, it's good to know that the federal government they apologize for what they did to Chinese before. Stephen Harper made a public apology for that. Yeah, and a lot of those Chinese families right now, they're trying to trying to share the information, trying to tell the stories, to spread the legacy among Chinese community, which is a great thing, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think you guys did well. Yeah, given the time we had. So thank you for your participation. Yeah.
Okay. If there are no more questions, we can start the draw for the prize. Wang Yan, what do you think?
Sure.
Okay. You can still ask questions while I'm sharing.
I just thought of this coincidence. So when they were facing pressure from the south, they need to build this railroad, and they rely on the Chinese labor. Well, today, we're facing a similar situation, like a pressure from the south, and McCartney went to China, right? So it's quite a coincidence.
For inquiries, please contact info@eawlc.org or visit our website at www.eawlc.org.